CERN update. There has to be some other thing out there. Superhuge particle collider is now closer to becoming reality. Every now and then, humanity embarks on a massive project expanding the boundaries of our collective knowledge, and this will be among the most important. Now, if you thought CERN in Geneva was big, wait till you see the size of this thing. This is at least 10 times bigger. It's almost as big as the whole of Switzerland if you see the map. That's how big it's going to be. Every now and then, we have a massive, complicated, uncertain project to expand boundaries of our knowledge. The Apollo missions, for example, the moon landings are in that category, and also the 15-year-long project to map the human genome. And soon we might have another one to add to this huge list of mystifying mysteries. The Future Circular Collider. You've all heard of this predecessor, the Large Hadron Collider, the LHC at CERN, the 27-kilometer long circular tunnel, which is at the border of France and Switzerland, in Geneva, and it's the largest machine ever built. But if the plans are fulfilled concerning the new one, the Large Hadron Collider will be dwarfed by the new one that's coming up. It was coming next. The Large Hadron Collider was first turned on in 2008. It allowed scientists to smash particles together at ungodly speeds in a controlled vacuum, and they wanted to do this to observe the all-important aftermath after the smashing, following nanoseconds after the smashing of the particles, because they wanted to find what they called the God particle. The project enabled physicists to observe the elusive, crucial particle known as the Higgs boson, and they say they discovered it. Its discovery is considered the final puzzle piece in the standard model of particle physics. CERN says, the race is on now for new physics that lies beyond the standard model. The European Organization for Nuclear Research is CERN, and they oversee the project. And that's where the Future Circular Collider is called FCC. It's not the Large Hadron Collider, LHC. No, this is the Future Circular Collider, FCC. CERN FCC comes in, and this is the scientific community saying, go big or go home. Now, whether we like it or not, this is going to be enforced. We had scientists saying the Large Hadron Collider would have done things that they didn't even know would somehow implicate and harm the Earth, even dark black holes or strangelets, if you remember what they were saying. Now this is going to be at least 10 times as big. What are they going to say concerning this thing? Scientists behind the idea released a conceptual design report this week. They mapped out 3 stages of this potential build. The concept paper will be 5 years in the making. It's aimed to explore prospects of tantalizing, more powerful particle colliders that can inaugurate the post-LHC era in high-energy physics. This is what CERN states in its website. The completion date of the initial working phase of the tunnel, it will be 2040, at which time the hope is the larger machine will begin helping to unlock secrets of the universe that have so far eluded us. Now, what secrets they want to come up with, I have no idea. It says here, there's still many questions about the universe and the fundamental nature of mass that we don't understand. This is what Dr. Clancy James stated. He studies the physics of high-energy particles from space, known as cosmic rays, and he's at the Curtin University in Western Australia. With the discovery of Higgs boson particle, which had been predicted by theorists for years, researchers were able to emphatically answer the question of what gives mass to the normal matter that we see around us. Quote, the reason why protons and atoms weigh as much as they do, end quote. What can you say? They're physicists, and they want to do as much as they can. Now, this is the central goal of the LHC, the Large Hadron Collider. They discovered it, and that was fantastic. However, when we look at the universe, we see that most of the mass in the universe is not normal matter, it's what we call dark matter. Dark energy and dark matter make up about 95% of the universe, and the mysterious existence of dark matter is thought to explain a number of otherwise puzzling astronomical observations. It does not emit or interact with light, and its presence can only be inferred through its gravitational pull on other objects in space, and we don't really understand that. Well, one of the things that people don't really, this is my comment, don't really talk about that much is the fact that all of the universe is filled with plasma. And this is what Tesla was trying to impress on us as well. The universe is not, space is not empty, it's filled with plasma. And that it's electronic. You can use that electricity, it's not empty. It's, let's say you put a bowl in the water, or a ball in the water. The ball could be, for example, a planet, but the water is still there. It's not as if the space is like space. It's not empty. Now, one of the key goals of the FCC is to go higher energies in hope that you get to be energetic enough that you can get to produce some of this dark matter. So they're trying to produce dark matter by this, the FCC, the Future Circular Collider. Now the dark energy, as we said, and dark matter make up 95%. So they want to go higher in order to produce this dark matter. He says if you actually produce some of it in the lab, you can study its properties. Larger particle colliders should also help our understanding of antimatter. There you go again. Antimatter. You want to create antimatter? That's dangerous, isn't it? Yeah, it gives scientists greater insight on how Higgs boson behaves and help researchers understand what's missing from two of physics' most intriguing theories, quantum mechanics and general relativity. Dr. James says there are two of the most successful and crazy scientific theories of the 21st century. At their most basic, quantum mechanics explains how things on really, really small scales work, and general relativity how really big, massive objects work. The only problem is the two theories are not exactly compatible. These two theories fundamentally conflict, he said. There has to be some other thing out there that's somewhere explaining how the universe works that is beyond these two theories that we just don't know. And we just don't know what is out there. So let's smash some particles together and see what we can find. Okay, why not? Just do that. In other words, you're doing something you don't even know what the outcome's going to be. Now, the proposed new machine will sit next door to the previous Large Hadron Collider and have a circumference more than 3 times the size. Wrapping around for 100 kilometers, it will be able to produce collisions 10 times more powerful than the Large Hadron Collider, or to put it another way, the power of roughly 10 million lightning strikes. Officials hope for the decision by CERN's 22 member states within the next few years, so it remains to be seen if the building, this construction gets its green light to be done. The team behind it are all building the machine as the best way for particle physics to keep on continuing. Quote, "This is the only project in the world that's going to be able to do this kind of physics," says Dr. James. He believes at some point in humanity, a project like this will definitely go ahead, but these things don't come cheap. It's tipped at a cost of more than $14 billion to build. British scientist Tim Berners-Lee, who created the World Wide Web in 1984, did so during his time at CERN. It was originally developed to meet the demand for automatic information sharing between scientists around the world. Dr. James explained the first internet browser and the World Wide Web was invented at CERN. And if you look at the total cost of the FCC, the estimate is estimated at $40 billion over the life of the project. That's roughly the value of eBay. And you never know the value of what you might find. I think that's one of the major reasons why Europe wants to fund this. CERN said it was not possible to say exactly what benefits the new collider would bring, but pointed out the discovery of the electron in 1897 led to the electronics industry that now contributes $3 trillion annually to the world economy. Michael Benedict, a professor of computer science at Oxford University, is one of the people responsible for leading the mammoth task and designing and bringing FCC to life. The Future Collider, the Large Future Collider, is needed to, they say, quote, needed to explore these fundamental mysteries more deeply, possibly revealing the need for a paradigm shift. It's true that understanding the nature of dark matter is one of the main experimental challenges. To be ready to continue our exploration about the origins of our cosmos, we need to start now, he said. This is on News Australia. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.